Mr. Bones.
What up, peeps? Mr. Bones back at you, and welcome back to Peep This Reviews. And what we're talking about is 1993's Doppelganger. Written and directed by Avi Nesher, starring Drew Barrymore as Holly Gooding, George Newbern as Patrick Highsmith, Chris Christopher as Dr. Heller, Leslie Hope as Sister Jan, and a cameo by Sean Whalen as Gasman. They credit him as Gasman, but he shows up at an apartment to check the water. A writer with a room for rent acquires a strange new roommate with a psychotic alter ego that follows her wherever she goes. I have never seen this before today, and I have never heard of it until my buddy Casey hit me up one day and said, have you seen this movie? Would you like to check it out? And I said, sure. And he sent it to me. This is a crazy movie. Like, it's got you wondering what the hell you're watching all the time. It comes off as like a psychological thriller, sexy time, like Poison Ivy, and you got lots of scenes with Drew taking showers, and she's crazy, so all of a sudden she imagines blood pouring out of the shower head onto her, and there's scenes of her killing people, but she swears it's not her, it's her doppelganger. She says those do exist. Her doctor told her it's her doppelganger. So there's a nice goody two-shoe Drew all through this movie, and then there's also like an evil one that wears like a black trench coat and a black dress and a black scarf over her head, that's going around killing people and lurking around corners. And so you've got this guy, Patrick Highsmith. He's a writer, and he has a room for rent, and she shows up to rent it. She's got a brother that's in a coma, and her parents are dead. They died when she was younger. And there's suspicion on, there's a cop following her around, thinks she killed her father or her mother or something. It's just crazy. So you've got the cop following her around, trying to pin it on her. She says it's the bad Drew, the doppelganger, and this guy who fell in love with her, he had sex with her one night, and then the next day he goes and starts touching her shoulder and stuff and talking about last night, and she says, stop touching me, that wasn't me, that was her, the doppelganger. And then there's another scene where she wants to have sex with him. He's like, no, I can't, you'll just say it wasn't you the next day. She's like, no, I actually want to, it's me. It's just fucking weird. But there's a scene where he's trying to help her, and he has her stay with a friend of his, and he is out and about, and he sees this one in red, so he calls his friend to make sure Holly is there. And she says she is, so he continues chasing this one under like a bridge where homeless people hang out, and some guy that looks like her father, they're supposed to be dead, starts chasing him with a knife, and he squeezes through a fence to escape. At the end of the movie, she gets a call from the doppelganger that says she wants to meet up at their old house, but to come along. She does. The bad Drew sticks a needle in her neck, drugs her, puts her to sleep. I said, doesn't look like you want to talk much. And then he shows getting a fight, and while they're fighting, he tears at her skin and pulls it off. It's someone wearing a skin mask, and it turns out it's the doctor. Her doctor is a fucking nutcase that's been wearing many different disguises and pretending to be many different people to drive her crazy. And she's on the couch knocked out, and she wakes up and hears him confessing. And then this movie goes from, like I said, like a whodunit, what the hell am I watching type of Poison Ivy type of movie to a what in the fuck am I watching? It turns into something that I felt like I was watching a Hellraiser movie or an H.P. Lovecraft movie or something. She's tied up and she starts getting all sweaty and her skin starts twisting all up. And then she turns into a big old fucking worm. Like, what the fuck? And then the worm splits open. Then she turns into two, like, alien people. I don't know if it's supposed to be, like, the two personalities where she has split personality. And then the alien goes to kill the doctor, and the doctor stabs her a bunch of times in the chest. And then the alien goes over toward the other dude, Patrick, acting weird. Then she retreats and goes back over to the other alien body that wasn't moving and molds back into it and then turns back into human form. And then the next scene is her in the hospital. I tell you what, this cover and doesn't look like much like that it's going to bring you what I watched, and it turns into a wild ride. It's like crazy shit. Kind of slow paced at times. You're just chilling watching it. Like I said, you're like, what am I watching here? Then it turns into like, what the fuck am I watching here? It's a fun watch, and it was a first watch for me. Appreciate you sending me this, Casey. I gladly put this in my collection. I never heard of this, and like I said, it's got a spot in my horror collection. I never heard of this director and writer, but movie's pretty fucking crazy. Felt like at the end, kind of like H.P. Lovecraft movie. Anyway, people, that's what I watched. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Playing role games with my swing, I'll be Indiana Bones in the Temple of Boom Tang.